and go. Hi, okay, I'm Simon Campbell from Round the Clock Trader. We work with educating traders and investors through online webinars and events. And I'm delighted to have an old friend of mine, Charlie Burton, joining me tonight for a quick chat. Charlie Burton, of course, charlieburtontrading.com. And we'll tell you a bit more about what Charlie's doing over there, and we're going to have a special offer for you tonight as well. So what we'd like to explore is more really the reason that we're doing this tonight is because we are having an anniversary, which is a 2-year anniversary of a trading challenge which Charlie's been running live and transparent in front of his whole trading community. He challenged himself to start with a $20,000 trading account and to turn it into a $70,000 trading account. Now we'll tell you how he's getting on a little bit later on, but it's very interesting, the results and how he's achieved that, and we want to tell you about exactly what he's been doing to achieve that. So a few questions. First of all, Charlie, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Just check we can hear you okay.
Hope I can hear you loud and clear, and thanks for having me on, as always. Always nice having a catch up and a chat.
Lovely, thanks again. We, as you know, we've been working for many years. We do a lot of events together. We do some training courses and presentations. The challenge, if we can start with that, because this is you live by the sword and die by the sword. It's a brave thing to do. There's nobody else I know, and I know a lot of traders around the world that do this, and they actually will set a target and give themselves a period of time. I know you did it in the past as well, and this is the second challenge I think you've done. So were there things that you learned from the first challenge that you take through the second one?
Well, actually, it's not so much things I've learned, but what I've noticed is the very first challenge I did was back in 2014, and I've noticed how my trading styles changed. So that when I first started that first challenge, I think the first 3 months or so of it was purely day trading. Then I introduced swing trading into it, but since then, this challenge. I don't day trade anymore, as you know. So not really, unless I'm having to do something for show.
Yeah.
I don't have the time or the inclination so much. You know, I'm getting too old for all that. So that's been the main change for me.
But as long as it's profitable. So in terms of the challenge, but there's still good parts and bad parts.
Oh yeah.
How do you deal with these? What are the good parts of doing a trading challenge like this from your point of view?
I think you've already hit the nail on the head. The good parts are putting my neck on the line. As you know, I'm also a regulated or authorized money manager as well. So I've always wanted to be able to, if someone wants to learn from me, to know that, okay, Charlie puts his neck on the line as well, and not with some MyFX book broker or MT4 accounts which can all be manipulated. It's, you know, the challenges are done at proper brokers where, you know, there's no manipulation or anything like that. So
right.
That's how I've wanted to approach it. And for me, it's about the clients being able to have that belief in, oh, okay, so if he's done that, maybe I can do that as well. And it's so important. I remember when I started trading years ago, belief is everything, because you're going through this emotional roller coaster as a newer trader, or even when you're in your early years. But to have someone who says, right, here you go, this is what I'm doing and what I have done, then that can that faith, that belief can really help someone on their personal journey. And so that was an important thing for me on that.
I've worked with a lot of other trading educators, as you know, putting on these events as I do. They talk about the most asked question is, oh, if you make so much money trading, why do you teach? Why do you bother giving webinars? And a lot of the answer is, well, it's sort of keeps me tuned up, reminds me what I should be doing in my own trading. Is that the same with this challenge? Do you find that because you know that there's eyeballs watching what you're doing, and you maybe have to explain why you did what you did, but does it help you to adhere to your own rules, as it were?
I do think you're absolutely right. Knowing that you're going to have to show your trading accounts to people, because there's one thing, secret squirrel doing a challenge, and if it fails, you never announce it. But if you did all right on it, then you say, "Oh, by the way, I've done this." But there's a difference if you say, "Right, I'm going to do this, and I'm now going to have to update you once a year or whatever." So I think it does keep you honest, yeah, and of doing this sort of thing. And you're absolutely right. Knowing that people are going to be looking at what you're doing, then of course it means that you've got to live by the things that you tell others to do. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But coming back to your point of why people are involved in trading or in trading education, for me, it's about significance. So it's a selfish thing for me. I'm not here to give back.
Is it
It's not a
is it that
charity.
we're both hovering around the half century mark? Do we like to keep ourselves
Yeah,
relevant?
yeah. No, I'm joking a little bit, but there's an element of truth to that. For me, when I left my career in 2001 and I was just trading in front of my screens here, I was very lonely and I missed interaction because my previous career was very, lots of meetings and all of that stuff. So for me, it fulfilled that void of what I was otherwise having. Of just if I was just a trader, I would feel empty. I'd lack purpose. Whereas
Mm.
at least by doing this, it's giving something to me as well as what it's giving to the to my members and stuff as well. So it's very much a mutual thing that's happening, that
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot from what I do, as well as the members.
Uh, Looking at the asset, the trades, you're really just trading one market. There's other traders that do a bit of forex. They've got a bit of stocks. They're trading the DAX and looking at the
Yeah.
Nasdaq. You're keeping it much more simple. Is that deliberate or?
Yeah, probably. There's nothing wrong with having a watch list of various different markets. Trade pound dollar, euro dollar, like you say, DAX, S&P, or whatever. But for me, I've always been a believer in focus anyway. And I remember years ago, 80% of my trading was the S&P. Now it's sort of 90% is euro dollar. I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One you've touched on is that it suits what I do to be able to. I'm looking at other markets as my intermarket analysis, but I'm generally using the euro dollar as my tool for actual trading. And so I'm not as worried about trying to find, oh, look, what's going on in New Zealand yen right now. It doesn't bother me. I'm quite happy to plod along trading euro dollar, and I don't crave excitement from the markets. I don't crave that need to have something going on, which a lot of traders do suffer with. So don't get me wrong, I'm almost 100% of the time in positions because I'm holding positions, for quite a long times as well. So it's very rare for me to be flat in the markets, but I'm not in lots of different markets. It just suits me, and it's not one way's right, one way's not. It suits the way that I like to focus on the markets.
Is it?
And bearing in mind, I've got a community of traders as well. I'm trading 6 different accounts, 3 funds, and 3 of my own accounts. If I was trading New Zealand yen on one and pound dollar on another and S&P
Right.
on another, it would be a minefield. So it makes my job for my little brain a lot easier when you're trading 6 different accounts, 3 funds, and have a trading community as well. So yeah, there's
Does it really
again,
matter?
it suits me.
Does it really matter what you're sharing, provided you're getting the points or the pips,
Yeah,
whichever way
yeah.
you want, the ticks or whichever way you describe it. Fantastic. What about? I mean, we always get questions. Everybody will be asking, well, what is the strategy? What strategy do you use? What can you expand a little bit on the strategy without giving it away?
Yeah, the strategy is mindset, and so, and I'm not being fickle. That's the strat. Look, I have technical strategies that I'm using, and that's what you're trying to get out of me. What my job is to educate people in the truths of trading, and the truths of trading is it's not some technical strategy. Yes, you have to have them. We still have to have a reason to buy and a reason to sell, but it's so much deeper than that. I find that people are a lot of the time are swimming in the shallows here, but there's all this depth below the surface, and
Yeah,
unless you truly understand intermarket analysis and a bit of the macro as well, and the depths of analysis, and understanding why markets move certain ways relative to other markets, but more importantly, understanding thyself and really investing in the trader mind. So that, again, that's what I focus on a lot with my customers. Don't get me wrong, they have specific strategies that I use, but like I say, that's the tip of the iceberg, and then we have to put it all together in order to have an approach. It's a bit like if you had a carpenter come in and you said, "Oh, can you hang that door there?" And then he got a sledgehammer out. It wouldn't be much use. He's got to get the right tool out for the job. And so that's what I'm spending most of my time doing. The right tools are technical tools, and all the intermarket analysis that goes on with that, and also the mindset tools. So if I sat here and said, "Oh, yes, I have a specific pattern and it does this, this, and this," it'd be meaningless, because unless you can place that into the right context, yeah, that pattern's good,
yeah,
but in the right type of market condition. It's a bit like if you were in a Ferrari and you were flying down the motorway, and it's a nice dry day, that's one thing. But if it's icy, would you be driving at the same speed? No, you wouldn't. You would drive completely differently. And it's the same in the markets. There's no one size fits all, in my experience anyway. There's a lot more going on under the surface there, and that's what's important to me.
right. Well, when we talked about the challenge, just when we started this chat, and I told people just to remind everybody, you started 2 years ago. It's 2 year anniversary this month, and so you took $20,000 or pounds.
Pounds, yeah.
Pounds. Correct me, sorry. And I think you said you were going to grow it to 70,000.
Well, that's the intention. I have to be humble, just in case I don't do it.
But
But yeah, that was the goal. Yes.
from what you told me off camera before we pressed the record button, there's nothing to be humble about, because are we allowed to share where you're at just now?
Yes, absolutely.
Because
Do
it's
you
quite
want me to share a
maybe.
screen or just say?
Yeah, if you could just share the screen so we can see that graphic, that would be good.
Let's
And then
see.
maybe I don't know if you can, how much you can tell us how you got
Yeah.
that, because wow, yeah, it's very very impressive.
Okay, so hopefully you can see the screen here. This is a Saxo Markets. This is just their PDF I've pulled off here.
Yeah,
My first name is Kevin. No one calls me Kevin. Everyone calls me Charlie. But that's my full name there. And this is a portfolio report from the 9th of June last year. Actually, we're just beyond, obviously, sorry, 2020. We're just beyond the 2 year anniversary there. And so actually, I'll take you. It's saying it's a 204% return, but in fact, as always with these things, I went straight into drawdown and had some losses initially. So
okay,
it's actually sitting at 58,090 as of this morning when I took this screenshot for
wow, still
pulled this
very
portfolio
very
report
impressive.
off. So it's
Yeah,
just a bit below 200%. So this is the overall. Funny enough, this is the equity curve. And this to me is more important because this is real trading. This isn't some perfect equity curve that goes left to right in a nice ascending manner.
No,
This is the
exactly.
reality of trading. And this is based on account value. So there are times like back here, if I bring the pen up, times like back here, the equity curve got to just above 60,000, but that was in open positions. That was never closed positions. So this is based on value here. So that was on it's in total. It's on total equity. And so back in about June, late May of last year, I was just in a really good swing trade, and then it never quite hit my targets and it rolled over. So I was sitting in about, I think it was about 16,000 of open profit at the peak, roughly over here. And then I just saw it roll back over. So yeah, this is the reality, that it's not going to be something. There's going to be times when it's going nice and smoothly, but then there's going to be times when, gave back a load of profit there because the market reversed. And then there's little runs where you have these spurts and you think, okay, here we go, and then the market turns again. Because I'm swing trading, I'm looking for these bigger trends, and so you can see it in the equity here, where looks like I'm going. No, the market rolled over again. And then really since the beginning of this year, it's, as you can see, it started to go generally in the right direction as I've hooked into the right trends there, or certainly got into the trades within the trend, should I say? Because you can have your analysis being correct, but sometimes you can't even get into a trade because you don't quite have a setup. The market runs away from you. There's all these other things that happen. So that's that same equity. You can see now that initial, from when I started here, that initial dip that it had at the beginning before then generally going up. So there you go. Yeah, that's
Well
that's where
done.
it's at.
Very good. And now, how long are you going to keep this open for, this challenge?
Well, as I was saying off screen, I set this challenge to get to 70, but I'm a bit like, it's like Ranulph Fiennes. He goes and does an Antarctic trip, and he comes back with frostbitten toes and stuff, and then a year later he's saying, "Yeah, I think I'll do it again," and I think I'm just going to continue. It's not actually getting in the way of although I'm trading 6 accounts, including this one now. It's not getting in the way of my overall trading. So I think I'll carry on, because I do think it's good for me, it's healthy for me, and it's good for people to see you doing these sorts of things. Real trading, not some magical, like I say, equity curve. The reality is that you'll have times like that, but there'll be times when you go in drawdowns or that it chops around, and that's the real reality of what we do.
Well, I mean, I think that's very inspiring for people to see you doing that, and I'm guessing that the people that are in your community on the membership will see you doing this
well
on a day-to-day basis.
Well, actually, now my members can hook up an account, directly link it in, because I'm a authorized money manager. It's all regulated, and they can hook up an account and link it directly to the challenge account. So we're doing that now as well with our members, and that's been quite popular. Only launched it a month or so ago, so that's quite popular.
So you don't actually need to do any of the buying or selling, or you still have to manually do the trades, or
so the challenge account is like a master account, and then they, via my regulators, they set it all up, and then someone opens an account, and effectively the master account fires the trade orders directly out to the members who have hooked up their accounts to it, so they can have a specific account purely linked up to the challenge. So this is the benefit of membership.
Now, let's talk about the membership, because one of the things that you've done for me and for all the people in the Round the Clock Trader community is to offer everybody a 30-day trial of the gold level membership, which is the most popular level. Now, I've got the page open. If I can share my screen now, and we can just talk us through a little bit about what people will get on that thing. So I need to. How can I not do this? There. So I'll change the screen. So this is at charlieburton.com/RTCT for round the clock trader. So you have to come to this particular page to get this great deal. This is going to be a 30-day free trial. So yeah, so maybe if you could just tell us what we get. If I scroll down.
Yeah, there's a I only do a membership service. So basically every member gets everything, so they get all of the training material. So I think it totals about 12 hours worth of almost strategies and all the theories, but really that's really important. But then I have a live online trading room where I'm there 5 days a week, and we have specific sessions through the day. Myself, and I have a few senior members as well who put on a few sessions for me as well, but I'm there every day as well. And so that people can either come live, but if they've got a full-time job, it doesn't matter, because every single session is recorded. I have a phone app, so I do like a 3-minute analysis video for busy bees at the beginning of the day. So the people who have got full-time jobs, they can get just a 3-minute video from me, see what my views are for the market for the day, or if there's positions that I'm in, because I call trades as well in the trading room and via my app. And so they get updates on that, so they can follow me along on those trades as well manually themselves. So they're getting education in a live environment in the real world every day, plus I'm again putting my neck on the line, putting trades on in front of them, at least anyway, and they can learn from how a professional money manager manages his trades, how I target, where I place my stops, and and all of that sort of stuff. So there's a huge amount of content there, and the important thing is they're part of a community, so they're learning my techniques and my entire approach. But they're together with other members. It's a wonderful community to be part of, and but then again, I'm going to say that, aren't I? So yeah.
Well, I've known people that have been trading with you for many years, Charlie. So many people that come from around the clock trader, and they're still trading with you now. So
we've got traders who have been with me for 17 years now, and so it's been it's quite amazing.
This is the schedule here for the week. This is fantastic. Like you say, every morning starting off with the early analysis session. Tuesday technical trading on Tuesday. You've got your help clinic on the third. Absolutely fantastic.
There's a variety of sessions, and even though a lot of the sessions are training sessions, I'm keeping an eye on the markets all the time. If I'm looking to get into something, then at any time we could be getting in. But whatever happens, the main thing is if they've got a full-time job, they'll get push notifications via the app anyway if I'm taking any trades, and they can log in at their own leisure and cherry pick any of the sessions and say, I want to watch the technical Tuesday session, or whatever it might have been, a live non-farm payrolls trading session like we're doing tomorrow. And so they can get the recordings and learn from the recordings as well. But the important thing is that we don't do deals like this, and so what you've got is we don't do this. So when they click through, use your specific coupon code, and that gets them that 30 days free access. It'll change that £97 down to £0. And
so they can't just go on your website. They must use this special link, charlieburton.com/RTCT, which then comes here. So then when you click to become a gold member, that takes you to this page here. The first 30 days are free. Thereafter, it's £97 a month. I presume you can cancel it. We're not locking in for a year's contract. It's almost pays you. But you'll get that first month free by using the RTCT30, that special code. So you just have to input that.
And Yeah, and so the way that I look at it is that I'm quite confident in what we have. Obviously, there's a huge amount that people can learn, and the support they're getting and stuff within this community. So, but I want people to have a risk-free trial, and
Yeah.
that's good as well, especially because not everybody knows me, and they might think, okay, I might have seen Charlie a little bit, but not everyone knows me and stuff. So it's nice for them to have the ability to try us out, and so for nothing.
Fantastic. Well, I know we've already got people that are on the trial already. We've been sending weekly videos. Ask Charlie, been very kindly answering some of the questions from the community, and these are I'm posting them onto YouTube at our Round the Clock Trader channel, which is at YouTube/IX Investor. And then on there's a channel called Round the Clock Trader, and they're there. And I can see that the most recent, or the second most recent video where you said, is £20,000 in an account enough to trade to give up my full-time job?
Ah,
That's been far and away the most popular.
really?
It's got the most views on it. So that seems to be an amount of money that quite a few people start with. They want to know, should you give up the day job? So if you want to find out what your answer is, go to the video. Charlie goes into some detail there about that. So listen, fantastic, Charlie. I've taken up enough of your evening as it is. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for that trial, that 30-day trial that you're affording to the Round the Clock Trader members. I'm sure many of them will be taking it up. And we'll look forward to doing some more events together shortly. I know you're going to join us in London at the end of November for the IX Investor Trading Show as well. So Charlie Burton Trading, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you for having me on, Simon, and we'll carry on doing, as you say, the Ask Charlie question videos and stuff. I enjoy doing those. They're great fun to answer some of these questions coming through.
It's wonderful. Many thanks indeed.